Good morning. Lots of people in front of me. Okay, let's talk about who am I? Cybersecurity 101 for little basic. Why we are talking about these fascinating arguments, and talk about cyber risk management, what is and how to, the IT asset management and cybersecurity, why it is important, and some thoughts about artificial intelligence in that game. I'm Graziano Specchierla. I've worked in IT since 1996, and now I'm a senior security consultant in the Exprivia. I love reading. This is my ex libris. Cybersecurity basics. So all the cybersecurities comes from three words: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Artificial intelligence in the game is over all of the three factors: over confidentiality, and especially, and over integrity. And in Exprivia, we say that in reality, security information management is the art to decide how to spend 1 cent to minimize the possibility to reduce the risks, to reduce the probability to be a victim of an attack or a cyber threat. So we are talking about these arguments because of these two. Very fast on that, because there are many other presentations that will talk about that. NIS2 is an European directive. It is in process to be adopted by all the states, all the members of the European community. It proposes 10 cybersecurity measures. We talk about cybersecurity risk management because it's the main process, and the asset management because it's one of the processes that helps cybersecurity risk management, and not only that process. What is the cyber risk management? It's a process that is related to the evaluation of the risk associated with the loss of one of the three factors we see before, so availability, integrity, and confidentiality. And the main objective is to reduce the probability and the impact of factors that could damage our business. So it introduces a fact that cybersecurity is not an IT-related task, it's a business-related task. It defends the business. So risk management is one of the core process to govern and manage the cybersecurity, and it helps to understand how to protect the business and to protect the business. It has a process that will be repeated every year, at least, and every time a configuration change or an incident will occur. There are some standards and frameworks useful to take suggestions and implement risk assessment in risk management in our organization. The ISO 27000 is the most known. There is a document that is the 27005 that is a guidance that helps in structuring all the activities to perform a risk management process. The ISO 31000 is a more generic framework, starting from the operational risk, but can be used and tailored to produce our own risk assessment process. NIST RMF is a good framework, and now there is also the risk RMF for artificial intelligence. And for the European point of view, one of the most common knowledge is EBIOS, that is a French methodology coming from the National Agency the French National Agency. Just to try a little bit, a little glossary. Who knows that what is inherent risk? Raise your hand. No one? The terminology that means the inherent risk is the risk before controls. The risk that is measured in absence of control. Then you have the residual risk. That is the risk that you have after the controls, after you perform the risk assessment and then implement mitigation. Risk appetite is not Guns N' Roses related, famous album in 1992. It's the willingness of an organization to take risks. An organization could be more aggressive or more prudent in facing cybersecurity risk. And the risk tolerance is the upper boundary limit to accept cyber risk. So the risk management main objective is to produce levels of security and have a mitigation plans to protect the business. So how to do that? You have to start to collect threats, assets, vulnerabilities, and if you use artificial intelligence is an asset and has to be inserted in our risk management process in specific scenarios with specific threats. So all that has to be analyzed with methodologies we showed before to evaluate probability, impact, and then decide how to mitigate that risk. Is this too higher or could be acceptable? To do that, you can use technology. So there are many technology and tools that will help in performing a risk assessment. The main is the governance risk and compliance tool. We talked about them last year, and here in the seminar 3. And it has there are tools, also open source here, that helps in performing risk assessment, compliance, and store and verify policies. So artificial intelligence could help here, because with local models you can perform a due diligence on documents, write policies, and work on documentation. The asset inventory tools, useful to have the asset for to perform the risk assessment on. Vulnerability assessment tools, useful to collect vulnerabilities in the risk calculation, and the eternal and timeless Excel, because Excel is one of the most common tool used in that for the risk management. After that, as promises, we talk about asset inventory. Asset inventory is a sub-process of the IT asset management and is usually an IT process. But if you organize that process to collect also cybersecurity informations and put them together to the IT staff information, it could be useful for all the cybersecurity process, not only for the risk management, but also for incident management, for instance. Obviously, this information should be made available only for those that are interested. And artificial intelligence is here, because if you use artificial intelligence, you have to inventory also all the components, the data flows, the model, the licenses, the API, the external third party, and so on. Other tag, data privacy classification associated to the asset could help in identify faster if you will have a problem in data privacy. And then to have incident management for that aspect. Just some words for the artificial intelligence in the game. In the business, the artificial intelligence will change the way in which the information is generated, processed, and consumed, increase the automation, but poses some questions in treating the IT professions at each level. And in the cybersecurity, it helps in identifying threats, but it helps also in creating new threats. Now, if you receive a well-crafted email without error, probably it's phishing, because until 3 years ago, phishing is full of errors. Now, no more. There are some other questions and answers for threats and opportunities. For the threats, there are high expectations in artificial intelligence, but also could be also high delusion. We hope not, also because there are many money invested in them. We know that answers are calculated and not known. It's all probability, and the truth is, which is the truth, where is the truth, could be a good question to ask. Because poisoned data is a problem, and there are studies that shows that with a few documents you can compromise also big models. Just to joke, in the past we take lots of time to segregate data and classify data. Now you put all the data together, you train a model, and you can query data out of your scope. You have to implement other security measures to define how which data you can see. Artificial intelligence has high costs, so the cost-benefit ratio, that is one of the most common methodology to evaluate something in cybersecurity, is quite difficult to calculate. There are also opportunities in that. In cybersecurity, there is some use cases we saw also in the previous presentation to use that. The right question is, it works in my case. If it works, I think we can use artificial intelligence. And AI needs, for sure, governance, in my opinion. Private is better. Open source is better. It has to be managed, so there are brand new ISO 42000 to manage that, and has to be secured. So you have to know yourself and do the risk assessment. Some useful resources. There are models trained to help cybersecurity consultant in doing risk management tasks, and there are models trained to help in the security analyst in analyzing logs and produce a report that is usually heavy work to be done manually. We believe in GRC tools. There is an interesting open source project that maintained by Intuitum, and there is another document interesting that is a less than 20-page document that addresses the cyber risk approach in trusting the artificial intelligence.
The right moment.
We wait we wait you today at 5 p.m. in the Crane Hall to talk about NIS 2.